Well, this was the go-home show to Smackdown before Survivor Series, and I gotta be honest, it just really wasn't anything. Smackdown definitely is better than Raw, I will say. Not really a lot on here when I talk about Smackdown. Not a lot really makes me angry, like Monday Night Raw does. So the show began with the Street Profits, once again, doing their thing, and Big E is with them. I'm not understanding why Big E is with the Street Profits. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding why he's in promos with the Street Profits. I don't understand it. I thought Big E was in line for a singles push. Did he get cancelled just like how Peyton Royce got her singles push cancelled? But at the end of the day, I'm just not getting it. I'm just not getting it. Then we had the New Day actually appear on SmackDown. Now there was no invasions. There was no invasions of any brands. And honestly, I can understand why. And I know a lot of people are going to be ranting and raving how this is the worst build to Survivor Series. How could you not have an invasion? People are going to be angry. But I can understand it. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's COVID. We're in COVID season. WWE might not wanted to do it. If there was no COVID, they would have done it no problem. They would have definitely done it if there was no COVID. But because of COVID, I feel like that's why there was no invasions. So I can definitely understand why. And having all the champions confront each other made a lot more sense. But I guess I can't say the same thing about Bobby Trashley because we didn't see the bald-headed man at all on SmackDown this week. Drew and Roman had their segment. Sasha and Asuka had their segment, and New Day and Street Profits had their segment. More importantly, New Day and Street Profits teamed up together. They teamed up together to take on King Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. And the tag team champions would win. Sami Zayn took literally 0 damage in this match, and he gets beat that easy. He was standing outside all match. And then Robert Roode tags him in when he wasn't paying attention. And this led to Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford doing their finishing combination. The Spinebuster into the cash out. The Frog Splash. And I was thinking to myself, really? Sami Zayn took no damage and he goes down like that. But you know what? At least that's less humiliating than what happened to Billy Kay. At least Sami Zayn took 0 damage and didn't lose to a roll-up like what Billy Kay did. When they had Billy Kay lose to the Riot Squad when she tagged in and she got rolled up immediately and didn't kick out. At least Sami actually got damage to the point where he couldn't kick out. Natalya again had another qualifying match. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous how the hell this woman gets 4 chances. Natalya literally got 4 chances to qualify for Survivor Series. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. You mean to tell me you couldn't give Billy Kay a second chance? Your opportunity was right there. You put Peyton Royce on the team. You put Peyton Royce on Team Raw. Sure, Bayley made sense. Putting Bayley on Team SmackDown made total sense. I always figured she was going to be added to the team. But you got to be joking me, right? You got to be joking me. No Billy Kay. No, screw Billy Kay. Natalya deserves all the second chances. This is probably the only thing that bugged me on this show about how Natalya constantly gets match after match after match after match. The fact that Natalya was given 4 goddamn chances to qualify is a joke. Billy got 1 chance. See you later, Billy Kay. Go grab your resume. Go grab your resume and do jack shit. Give me a break. So Natalya finally qualified. After 4 tries, she finally qualified. Yay! We should be happy for you, Natalya. Well, you know what? I'm not happy for you because you should have been done after your first chance. Bayley, I guess we can now call Bayley the AJ Styles of the Smackdown Women's team because she's ultimately claiming herself to be the captain. Just like how AJ Styles is claiming himself to be the captain of the Raw Men's team. And you know what's funny? We don't even know who the captain for Team SmackDown is, SmackDown is. I'm very sure it's Kevin Owens, but we don't know if it's Kevin Owens, if it's the Messiah, Seth Rollins, or if it's King Corbin or anybody else. Imagine if the team captain was Otis. Imagine Otis was named team captain. How hilarious that would be. The blue-collar working man is the blue-collar captain. And by the way, Otis was named for the Men's Survivor Series team, even though he failed to qualify. We had the WWE Champion, Universal Champion contract signing. And the interesting thing about this is that there was no microphones. You could just literally hear Drew and Roman talking. And it was a good segment. Roman really is proven to be one of the best heels on the roster. He has really stepped up his game as a heel. And I can't be any more happier for Roman Reigns. I'm very happy for him. He's been fantastic. He's been fantastic as a heel. Then we had Murphy take on the Messiah, Seth Rollins, in this match, and Seth Rollins loses. At long last, we can finally put this stuff to bed. We can finally put this to bed. Murphy defeats the Messiah with the Murphy's Law. Great to see the Murphy's Law back. Such a beautiful move. And it's a shame because it's a real shame that Murphy has surrounded himself in a ridiculous rivalry with the Mysterio family. He didn't need the Mysterio family. I don't know why they stuck their nose in this match. Seth said that he didn't want to see Rey Mysterio's face ever again. And what does Seth do? Hey, he beats up Rey Mysterio, all because Rey Mysterio took away his kendo stick. He hates the Mysterio family. He didn't want anything to do with them, but he beats them up anyway. Except Aaliyah, except Aaliyah, of course. But Murphy, he's got a great knee. Murphy's got a great knee. I love his knee. Love his jumping knees. Murphy is great, and he wins with the Murphy's Law. I'm actually very happy that WWE gave Murphy a big win like this. This was a much needed win for Murphy. Murphy wins his first match in God knows how long. Don't even know when the last time Murphy won a match. Seriously, it feels like forever. Whenever I see my Australians win, I feel like it's been bloody ages since I see them win. It's going to be interesting to see how they portray Murphy as a babyface. And I really hope they're now done with this Aaliyah stuff. It's time for Murphy. It is now time for the best kept secret to pursue Sami Zayn's Intercontinental Championship. It's time. This is the time to do so. I know Daniel Bryan has interest, but I'm sorry, Daniel Bryan. I don't want you anywhere near the Intercontinental Championship. I'd rather you feud with Roman. I'd rather a Daniel Roman feud. after the situation that we saw with Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso, I think it makes most sense to do Daniel versus Roman at TLC. I think it makes more sense to do that. I would have Murphy challenge Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. And I'd have the Messiah Slayer! The Messiah Slayer defeat Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. It's time! Give this man the push he deserves. Give Murphy the push he deserves. It's time for Aaliyah to go on her separate ways. Sure, it's time for Murphy to pursue bigger and better things. Aaliyah has served her purpose. Her purpose was to get Murphy to be transitioned into a babyface. That was her role in the story. She's pursued her. She's played her role. It's time for her to bugger off. Stay with Ray. Stay with Dominic. Ray and Dominic can go on and do their own thing. They can be a tag team. They can be a tag team and become tag team champions like what Dominic wants. They can go off and do their own thing. Aaliyah can stay with Ray and Dominic while Murphy moves on his own, and we don't get a stupid wedding segment, which I heard is rumored with Murphy and Aaliyah. I don't want to see that. No thank you. Just have Murphy on his own, without Aaliyah, without Ray, without Dominic. It's time for the Mysterios to go on and do their own thing. It's time for the Mysterios to do their own thing. Murphy can continue his run as a single babyface to challenge Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship and win it. Because it's time for the best kept secret to be unleashed. The Messiah Slayer is born. And I'm very happy Murphy got the victory as well. Sasha Banks and Asuka had a back and forth interview, which led to Carmella coming out and attacking her again. Seriously. Seriously, why is Carmella constantly attacking Sasha for? Now look, I understand why. I know why. She wants the Smackdown Women's Championship, but Carmella's gonna have to wait. She's gonna have to wait. Because the boss is gonna take out the Empress. And she will prove why she's the best of the best. Sasha will prove why she is that. She will beat Asuka, and then she'll put all her attention on you, Carmella, the so-called untouchable or unstoppable, whatever she bloody calls herself. Once she's done with Asuka, then she's coming for you, Carmella. Then we had Jey Uso versus Daniel Bryan in the main event. And Daniel Bryan would get the victory with a roll-up pin. I wasn't really paying too much attention to this match because I really didn't care. But Daniel Bryan would get the victory. And that's fine with me. That's fine with me. Because Daniel Bryan is having one final run before he retires. Because he said that on Talking Smack, that he's wrapping up his career very soon. So it should be interesting to see what they do with Daniel Bryan before he finally retires. So there you go. That was there you go. That was your SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. There was not a lot on the show. 2 hours goes by a lot quicker. And there's actually something I want to mention here real quick. I want to get this off my chest really, really quickly. So before I wrap up this review, I want to talk about something real quick that has really been bugging me. It has been bugging me for a while. And I've been seeing a lot of people say this on social media. And it's really been bugging me. People have been... I guess this is more directly towards Sasha fans. Yes, this has to do with Sasha Banks, unfortunately. I've been hearing people talk about Sasha Banks and her new show, The Mandalorian, the Star Wars Disney Plus thing that's on Disney Plus. It's a TV show. I've been hearing people talk about Sasha's Mandalorian show, and people are basically saying WWE are not mentioning Sasha Banks being on The Mandalorian. Like, every time she's on television, they don't mention The Mandalorian. They don't mention her little TV show. And you know what? I want to say this straight to all those people that say that they're not mentioning The Mandalorian. I'm going to say this straight up. I'm glad WWE is not doing that. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why it's okay for WWE to not mention The Mandalorian? Because what does it accomplish? What does it achieve? Oh, Sasha Banks is playing the role of Cosca Reeves on The Mandalorian. Please tune in and watch it on Disney+. Yes, it's a big deal. Yes, it's a big deal that this is Sasha's first big major role outside of WWE. But what does it accomplish? It accomplishes nothing. On television, she is the Smackdown Women's Champion. She's the Smackdown Women's Champion. That's all she is. And that's the way it should be. We should be focusing on Sasha Banks being the champion. We should be more focusing on Sasha as the champion. Not as some random character on a Mandalorian show named Cosca Reeves. Okay? WWE should not be mentioning The Mandalorian. Yes, it's a big deal, but WWE should not be bringing it up. It will accomplish nothing. It's you taking away from Sasha Banks. You'll be taking away from Sasha Banks and her reign as the SmackDown Women's Champion if you bring up The Mandalorian. So please, understand this. It is fine that they're not mentioning The Mandalorian. It's not going to kill Sasha's momentum. It's not going to ruin Sasha's reign if they don't mention The Mandalorian. It's just a TV show. It doesn't matter. Yes, it's a big deal, but I don't think it is really... it just doesn't accomplish anything. It just doesn't accomplish anything. It's just taking away from Sasha Banks being the champion. That's all it is. And I know I might have offended some people saying this, but this has to be said. They don't need to mention the Mandalorian to Mandalorian. They don't need to. They don't need to bring up her little TV show just because, oh, she's on it. It just doesn't achieve anything. And yes, and before people say, oh, but if this was Alexa Bliss or Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch or anybody else, they mention it. No, they wouldn't. I don't think they would have mentioned. Have they mentioned Alexa Bliss's podcast? Have they ever mentioned Alexa Bliss's Uncool with Alexa Bliss on television ever since her podcast started? No, they haven't. Because why would they? Because why would they mention her podcast? Stupid. And Charlotte and Becky, they really haven't done anything to really be mentioned outside of WWE. They haven't, I think they've made movies, but as far as I know, I don't think they really have done anything to be mentioned outside of WWE. So no, even if they were on like a TV show or something, it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't mention it, because why would they? It achieves nothing. So WWE not mentioning The Mandalorian, it's fine. I'm fine with them not mentioning it. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest. And yeah, that's the end of this review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your opinions down below. And please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Hit the notification bell. Make sure the notifications is set to all. So that way you'll be notified when my next video comes. See you guys next time.